in two situations. But this chapter, this unit 2, is all about past. Unit 2 is all about past. So the two past situations for using would are for habit and future in the past. Okay? Those are the two situations. They both use would. Now, a lot of times, this would is like the word used to. Except for this used to is for past habit and also past state. Do you remember what I meant by that? Or should I tell you again? Or do you remember? Do you remember? Yeah. Okay, good. I don't want to waste your time, but I'm afraid that if you don't remember, I need to explain. This one is about habit, but it's not state. Okay? All right. Now, would, but this is past, and this is past, but would can go to do past habit, so can used to, but would is not as common because it can't do state. Now, would is also future in the past. And future in the past is when you have two actions. Two actions, that means you probably have two verbs. So, okay, I have one sentence, but there are two verbs, and that's helpful to know. Here's one, and here's another verb phrase, but it's only one sentence. In here, we have simple past, and we also have future in the past. But if we think about this, let's say is this. When I was 18, I would have a job when I was 23. That's the idea. How is that different? Let's do a comparison versus I thought. See how these are different? Or can you think about how they're different in meaning? Here's one. I thought I would have a job versus I thought I had a job. But they're different, but do you understand how?
Yes. Yeah.
If you don't, I think you should ask. But if you're okay, I'll go on. I thought I had a job. This was like when I was 8. I thought when I was 18.
Yeah.
So I'm 18, I'm starting college, and I think in the future, I'm 18 now, but in the future, when I am 22, I'll have a job. But now,
Well, that is possible.
it's all past because now I'm 47. And so I think back to the past. I thought I would have a job. All of it's past, but they're not. But it doesn't happen at the same time, right? Do you get that?
Yeah.
Is that clear to everybody? Okay. So this is future compared to this, and this is different than this because you see here, these are both simple past, and it means at the same time. So you would say this, you know, it's like, I went to an interview, I went to an interview, it was a great interview, I came back, I told my roommate, I know I'm going to get that job. And then later on, I thought, I didn't get the job, I'm surprised. I thought I had the job. I guess I wasn't what they were looking for. You see? Okay, that's good. These are happening at the same time. The reason I want to explain this or review it with you is because on page 20, exercise B, I would like to go to these answers. Okay? Now, I'll tell you the answers, and if you don't understand, you can ask, and I'll try to go back to how we know. Number one, they give you, it's F. But remember, F is future in the past. Number 2 is F. Number 3 is H. H just means haven't, like we saw here. Number 4, H, 5F, 6F. I said these quickly, but do you need them repeated or do you understand? Okay. Does anybody have a question? Did you miss anything? Yes?
Why number 3 is happening?
Okay. Why number 3? But you have to say it this way. Why is number 3 habit? H. Why is? And we know it's because it says friends would repeatedly ask when he was going to tie the note. I'm sorry, not the note, the knot. The would here means like they were always asking him. They were doing this is repeated means habit routine schedule all the time. Let's do the bottom part too. So I guess what you need to know about this, here's what you need to know. I'm not sure that you will use this right now because sometimes you'll think, I don't need to use would for habit because I can just use used to. And it's true. You can avoid would. But here, you can't use, you have to use future in the past. Because if you don't, it has a different meaning. You can avoid would here, but you can't avoid would here. Okay. All right. So let's go on to this. I would like to give you the answers, and you tell me if you have any questions. Number 2 didn't happen. Number 3 came. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I went down to number 4. Number 3 is go. Or is that got? Got. Yes.
Got.
Yes. Thank you. Number 4 came. Number 5 thought.
I thought.
Just I thought. Number 6, I've ever met. 7, called up. 8, asked. 9, wanted. 10, made. 11, led. 12, have never known. 13, has always loved. In number 14, have never been able. And that's it. Now, tell me the ones you either didn't understand or didn't hear or missed or something.
Number 10.
Okay, number 10.
We were talking about we use the bus, then we switch to
Okay, so we want, for number 10, there is a connection here. I wanted to say no, but something made me accept. And it's at the time that Mark called and asked. Let me explain. So first, all of this is past. But first, Mark called. Second, after he called, I wanted to say no, but it's actually at the same time, even though this is happening, but something made now this and this are happening at the same time. It's like my head and heart are disagreeing at the same time. But it's like this happened first, and after that, this happened, and these two are happening simultaneously. If you say has made, it's indefinite past time, and it means that there's no connection to any time. But there is a connection here. First he said, first Mark called, and these are happening at the same time. If you say something has made, it means it would be indefinite past time, and that would mean it's not connected to any time, but it is connected to a time. It's after Mark called. me your other questions.
5 and 6.
Okay. Number 5 and 6. Okay. In number 5, okay, I just want to make sure I review this with you. I would like to just review, I think I probably should have done this earlier, but here's how simple past and present perfect are different. They're all past, of course, but here, this is different because this is definite past time, but we have to figure out what makes it definite. What makes it definite? And this is indefinite. But what makes something indefinite? Okay, now, in number 5, what makes it definite is the word after, or no, second, on the second date. We know when. You see what I'm saying? Second date puts a time on it.
So we know the time.
Yep,
So we
and
live
that
in-
means simple past. And so, in the number 6, he's the most opinionated man I've ever met. Now, in this case, this is not past. This is connecting past to the present. It means here's present and here's past. But with the word ever, it's connecting from the beginning, like you meet a man all the time. But so far, he's the most opinionated man I have ever met. That have ever met, you meet people in the past, you meet them in the past, and you meet them till the present, but from the past till now, he's the most opinionated. So this word ever means from the beginning of the time that I met people. Does everybody understand? Okay. Who else has a question? Did you miss anything else here? If you don't have questions, I'll go on. Okay. Page 21. I would like to give you these answers, and if you have questions, I'll tell you why. Number 2. Oh, let's see. Like how they do sometimes, remember, it says use would if possible. Just like on our quiz, use
Yes,
present
would.
perfect, progressive if possible. But the directions, I see right here, it says use would if possible. We had to use would every place, because you know that used to is always possible. Just like present perfect is always possible where present perfect progressive can be used. Used to is always possible where you use would, because used to can be used with the state, but we can't use would with states. That's the difference. Number 2, would sleep, and they ask us to use contractions, so it would be I'd sleep. Sleep is the base. Number 3, I'd go. Number 4, I'd go. Number 5, used to be. 6, used to live. 7, used to be. 8, I'd spend. Used to spend. You could, yeah, but you can say I'd spend also. So if you can use would, you have to use would. And then 9, used to think. Please look at any of your answers. that
So
you-
again, can you say the answer, please?
Okay. Number 2, I'd sleep. 3, I'd go. 4, I'd go. 5, used to be. 6, used to live. 7, used to be. Number 8, I'd spend. And number 9, used to think.